Yeah, Nana. Welcome to RT classes CA and CMA Guru. Yeah, grand welcome to all my dear lovely students. Today our content is regarding overheads point of view. We are discussing comprehensive Maschinauer rate calculation. Sir, why you choose this particular topic means there are two reasons. First one was why we are going with this. See a inter point of view, there is a lot of chances are there to generate question from this particular concept point of view, especially if you go with case based questions. Second one, in the recent CMA inter examination point of view also, after primary and secondary distribution computation, so they are concentrating more with Maschinauer rate calculation. That is the reason, Anna, we are going with this particular concept. Yes, sir. Let's see this particular video point of view computations. Let's see the concept. Now, how many types of overheads are there, Nana? Totally 4. Normal overhead rate. Second one was predetermined overhead rate. Third one was blanket overhead rate. And fourth one was departmental overhead rate. Sir, how to find out normal overhead rate means? So just check with what is the question point of view actual factory overheads we incurred, divided by with the actual base. Sir, why you are using the word base means sometimes we may be go with labor hours, sometimes we may be go with machine hours according to the given question information. According to given question information, we will go for that. Got it, ma? So second one is what? Predetermined rate. That means estimating the amount of overheads for that particular period, then we are using that particular amount. Sir, how to calculate predetermined overhead rate? For that we have the formula. What is the formula, ma'am? Budgeted amount of overheads divided by once again budgeted base. Sir, what is base means here? It is also same, either labor hours or you may be go with machine hours itself. Any of these two you can go for it. Okay, either labor hours or machine hours we can go for it. Yeah, ma'am. That is about predetermined overhead rate. One more time, what is the meaning of predetermined overhead rate? Estimating the amount of overheads for the period in which it is to be used. Which year we wanted to use, in that particular year only we will do estimation of overheads. How to find out the concerned things, ma? Budgeted amount of overheads divided by budgeted base. And the third one is what? Blanket overhead rate. Sir, what is the meaning of this? In entire factory, for recovery of overheads, if they are using only one single rate, you may be call it as a blanket overhead rate. One more time, entire factory for recovery of overheads, if they want to use only one single rate, then you can say that we are going with blanket overhead rate. What is the formula for the total overheads of the factory divided by total number of units of base for that particular factory? What is the basis? They will give you in the question. Based on that we will take the things. 99% cases we can't solve the problems based on blanket overhead rate. Either majorly we will calculate predetermined overhead rate and departmental overhead rate itself. Sir, when blanket overhead rate is applied, only one single product is there. Only one single product is there. That kind of situation, one major product is there, then we may be go with blanket overhead rate. But second situation, you have several products. We are not having one product, or we are not having only single product. You have several products, but they need to satisfy two conditions. What are the two conditions? All product passes through all the departments, and all the processing point of view, same length of time each department is taking. Whenever these conditions are there, then automatically we can go with the blanket overhead rate, we can go for it. These two conditions, if it is satisfied, then we maybe go with blanket overhead rate. If any of these conditions are not applicable, not allowed, in that circumstances, best go with the departmental overhead rate itself. Sir, how to find out departmental overhead rate? Simply, you maybe also call it as multiple overhead rate also we can call it as. Now, what is another name for this? Multiple overhead rate we are calling it as. What is another name for departmental overhead rate? Means multiple overhead rate also we can call it as. Sir, why you are choosing like this? Means each department for recovery of overheads they will go with different rates. Here computation of one single overhead rate for a particular production unit or department. That means like how many departments you have, for all the concerned departments point of view, you will calculate individual rates for recovery of overheads. Then we maybe go with the departmental overhead rate itself. Got it, sir? These are all types of overhead recovery rates point of view. Normal rate based on actuals, predetermined rate based on estimation. If entire factory, if they want to recover only one rate, that is a blanket overhead rate. If the entire factory point of view, each department for the recovery they are going with different rates, you may be call it as multiple overhead rate or departmental overhead rate, you may be call it as. Now we'll understand how to calculate the mesh hour rate by using one particular problem. See, sir. A manufacturing unit has purchased and installed a new machine. How much cost? 12,70,000. To felt already 7 existing machines are there. You are purchasing one new machinery plus already 7 are there. So totally how many machines are with you? 8 machines are available with you. The new machine has an estimated life of 12 years and it is expected to realize 70,000 as scrap at the end of the working life. Now you know cost, you know scrap, you know life, then immediately what you can find out? Yeah, depreciation. Very good. Other relevant data are as follows. Budgeted working hours given 8 hours per day. Per year they are taking only 324 days only. This includes 300 hours for plant maintenance, 92 hours for setting up of the plant point of view. Sir, before going for this further, just try to understand the concept. Here, whenever you are calculating mesh hour rate, you will divide the expenses into two parts. One is standing charges, second one was running charges. One is standing charges, second one was running charges. Simply in our language, fixed cost and variable cost. But don't use these words whenever you are solving the problem under overheads point of view. Try to use the word standing charges, second one was running charges itself. Here, 3 kind of things we will speak. One is productive hours, second one is setup hours, third one is repairs and maintenance. These 3 words we will continuously use whenever we are solving mesh hour rate calculation point of view. Sir, setup time is productive or unproductive? If it is using for both the cases, you can call it as a 2-tier approach. If setup time is using under both the cases, like see here in the calculation point of view, setting up time is unproductive, setting up time is productive, then you may be call it as a 2-tier approach itself. Yeah, so that concept not there in CA inter level, even in CMA inter also they didn't highlighted that particular point. Just try to use that particular word. Sir, whenever you are using 2-tier approach point of view, for recovery rates point of view, you may be use different rates. Yes, sir. So no need to remember that particular point too much. Just try to remember it as standing charges to running charges. Standing charges means fixed cost for simple understanding point of view. When it comes to running charges, simply like whenever if you do the production, then only you will incur these expenses. If you do production or not, irrespective of that, whatever the expenses you will incur means that should be considered as a standing charges itself. Now setup time means what? to ready the machinery before starting with the formal production or new production one more time. If you aware of cost accounting, so you know very well, especially when it comes to batch costing point of view, we maybe talk about setup cost. There we are talking about setup means to install the machinery, to work it, condition point of view, to set everything. Further, what is the cost you incur, that maybe you can call it a setup cost. Here for doing that setup, you maybe take certain time. That time, sometimes some people consider that is a productive time, sometimes some people doesn't consider that is a productive time. So if you consider if it is a productive time, what to do, if you consider if it is an unproductive time, what to do, this is what we are learning from this particular concept point of view. Okay na sir? So try to remember, whenever you are doing machine hour rate calculation, standing charges, running charges will coming into the picture. Sir, how to find out productive hours? If in the given question, if you have total available hours with you, from that you need to deduct any of the repairs and maintenance time should be deducted. And if the setup time is productive, don't deduct it. If setup time is unproductive, then you need to deduct setup time also from the total available hours. Then what you are getting on productive hours itself. Sir, how to find out productive hours? From your total available hours, after deducting repairs and maintenance time, after deducting setup time, if it is an unproductive, if you consider that kind of situation, what you will get, productive hours itself. This is what here, how to the computation of productive hours itself. Estimated cost of maintenance of machine is 25,000 rupees per annum. This should be considered as which cost, sir? It is the standing charges or come under machine expenses. Maintenance is about to go with running charges. Sir, if you check with old materials of ICA, they are using the word standing charges, and machine expenses they will use instead of going with running expenses. Instead of using the word running expenses, which expenses they will use? Machine expenses. So this maintenance cost is also come under machine expenses point of view only. If you run the machine, then only you will going to incur with maintenance cost. Next one, the machine requires special chemical solution which is replaced at the end of each week, that is 6 days in a week we will consider at a cost of 400 each. Totally how many days? 324 days. Each 6 days they are considering as a week, that is equal to 54 weeks totally we are considering. How many weeks totally here? 54 weeks. Sir, how you got it? So already they said total working days are 324 days. 6 days in a week they are considering. 1 week equal to not 7 days here in this problem. They are going with only 6 days. That's the reason 324 divided by 6, you are getting 54 weeks. 4 operators control operation of 8 machines. Sir, how you got 8 machines? 7 existing machines plus 1 new machinery purchased. That's the reason totally 8 machines. The average wages per person amounted 420 per week, plus you are paying 15% fringe benefits also. Some extra benefits we are giving. Electricity used by the machine during the production is 16 units per hour. 1 hour they need to use 16 units. Each unit cost is 3 rupees per unit. No electricity is consumed during the unproductive and maintenance and setting up of the time point of view. You are not using any of the electricity during the unproductive point of view, maintenance and setting up. Whenever you are running the machinery, then only you are going to incur electricity expenses. Departmental general overheads allocated to the operation during the last year was 50,000. During the current year, it is estimated by 10% of this amount. That means it will be 50,000 into 110%, that is equal to 55,000. This is already fixed part allocated. So this is also come under standing charges only. Now before starting with the main problem, let's do some working notes in related to this. Let's start. First start with calculation of effective hours when But normally in major ICA questions, setup time is unproductive time only, because you can't do any production. That's the reason you are not running the machinery. That's the reason majority of the ICA questions, if you see, setup time is under unproductive only. Sir, why you are taking setup? Here they clearly asked, in case if setup time is productive, what is the machine hour rate? If setup time is unproductive, what is the machine hour rate? They are asking. That's the reason, Nana. So here, how many budgeted working hours are there? From that, what is the only point you are supposed to deduct? Maintenance. Only which part you are supposed to make? That is equal to total hours 2592 minus 92. Then you will get 2500 hours will be your effective hours or productive hours if you consider setup time is productive point of view. Yara? Correct, na? Sorry, na? 300 hours for maintenance. Two to 92 hours. Next, na? Calculation of effective hours in bracket setup time is sir, why you are calculating effective hours two times? Because they asked in the question if you consider setup time is productive, if setup time is unproductive. That's the reason both the cases I am calculating the effective hours. So 2252 minus 300 maintenance hours minus 92, that is equal to 2200 hours will be your effective hours. Sir, once if you are ready with this, totally you need to calculate under both the cases. What I will do means I will solve both the concerned things in a tabular method point of view. Before going for this, let's calculate some another expenses also. Second one is calculation of depreciation. Under that one, cost is 12,70,000. Scrap value is 70,000. Life is 12 years. Therefore, depreciation equal to cost minus scrap value or residual value at the end of the life divided by life of the asset. That is equal to 1 lakh rupees. Even same way, let's calculate even wages also. CMA 4 operators control operations of 8 machines. An average wage per person amounted to 420 per week. And already I told you how many weeks are there. Totally 54 weeks are there. That's the reason. Let's see, Nana. Calculation of operator wages. See, sir, what they mentioned first. All 8 machines combiningly 4 operators required. Each operator per week we are paying 420 rupees and totally we have 54 weeks. So what is the amount of 4 into 420 into 54? That is equal to 90,720 rupees. Next, Nana, they are adding some fringe benefit also. Correct? How much percentage they said, Nana? 15%. 90,720 into 15%. That is equal to 13,608. totally 1,04,328 rupees. So depreciation also you calculated. Fine. Next, any working notes are there? So this was done. This was done. This was sorry, chemicals we didn't calculate it. Let's calculate what is the cost of special chemical solution. Now what they said, which is replaced at the end of each week. Totally 54 weeks are there. Each week cost is 400 rupees itself. Next, Nana. Let's see, third. Now going with 4. Cost of chemical solution. Cost how much per week? 400. Totally you have 54 weeks. That is equal to 21,600. If you want reference, here write down 324 divided by 6 days. Okay, Nama. Now we are ready with working notes. Chemical cost is ready with us. Even depreciation we calculated, operator wages we calculated. If we consider setup time is productive, if you consider setup time is unproductive, we calculated both the things. So now let's calculate, Nana. Put the heading. Computation of machine hour rate. Particulars, amount, per hour. Here setup time is unproductive. Here setup time is, why to do separate calculation? That's the reason straight away we are doing the calculation on a per hour setup point of view, if it is productive and if it is unproductive. First start with, Nana, already I told you, let's start with standing charges. How many standing charges are there? One is operator wages. Second one was general works overheads 55,000 and depreciation. These three will covered under standing charges. Operators wages, how much amount we got it? 1,04,328. What is the setup time is unproductive means how many hours are there? 2,200 and setup time is unproductive 2,200. This is 2292. That's the reason. 1,04,328. This is for 8 machines point of view. We are calculating machine hour rate means one machine point of view how much. That's the reason dividing with in case if it is unproductive 1,04,328 into 1 divided by 2292 in case productive. So 1,04,328 divided by 8 divided by 2,200, that is equal to 5.93. This one 1,04,328 divided by 8 divided by 2292. that is equal to 5.69. Then immediately Nana go with our next calculation, depreciation. How much we got? 1 lakh. That is per machine era. Don't commit mistakes here. Depreciation point of view, already we calculated per machine point of view. Don't divide it by with this one. Which one? 8 machines. 1 lakh divided by 2200. 1 lakh divided by 2200. That is equal to 45.45. This is 1 lakh divided by 2292. 43.63. Next, Nana. Departmental and general overheads. What they said, when compared to last year, it was increased by 10%. That's the reason we are multiplying with 110%. Then we got the amount of 55,000. Now see the calculation. 55,000 divided by 8 machines into 2200. 55,000 divided by 8 machines divided by 2200. That is equal to 3.13. Next here, 55,000 divided by 8 machines divided by 2292. If you consider that is a productive time. 55,000 divided by 8 divided by 2292. Yeah, around 2.999. Let it be 3. This is. If you add these 3 things, we will get standing charges per hour plus 43.63 plus 5.69. 52.32. Here 5.93 plus 45.45 plus 3.13. That is equal to 54.51. Make it as total standing charges. Understand what are the things covered under standing charges point of view? Operator wages, depreciation, general overheads. But whenever you are doing general overheads, they said when compared to estimated last year, this year it was increased by 10%. That's the reason we multiplied with 10%. Next, Nana, continuity. Running charges or machine expenses. So running charges are machine expenses. If you see the old books, they are using the word machine expenses. If you are seeing new books point of view, they will be use the word running charges. Now, which of the things will balance, Nana, for us? Depreciation done. Chemical is there? Yes. Electricity is there. Chemical was there. Maintenance is also there. So now continue. Start with what first? Special chemical solution. How much, sir, amount? 21,600. Here we got 21,600 divided by 2,200. 21,600 divided by 2292, because setup time is productive. That's the reason we are getting 9.82, 21,600, 2292, 9.42. Next, maintenance. How much? 25,000 per annum. Correct? So per machine only. 25,000 divided by 2,200. 25,000 divided by 2292. 25,000 divided by 2,200. 11.36. 10.91. Next are electricity. But directly they said amount point of view 16 units each hour we required, per hour we are paying 3 rupees. So straight away we are getting 48. $9.82 plus 11.36 plus 48, 69.18. 9.42 plus 10.91 plus 48, 68.33. Make it as P. Now A plus B. Already standing charges per hour we calculated, and running or machine expenses also per hour you calculated. You name it as A and B. Now you got total. First one 68, 106, 123.69, 52, 60, 120, 120.65. This is the way we are supposed to calculate our machine hour rate. Sir, one more problem, just I will roughly explain from even study material of ICA also. Let's see once one question. I hope so you are clear with this particular concept. Yama, let's go for ICA material point of view once. See one more way problem. A machine costing 1 crore is expected to run for 10 years. At the end of this period, its scrap value is likely to be 9 lakhs. Repairs during the whole life of the machine is expected to be 18 lakh. This is for whole life. And the machine is expected to run 4380 hours per year on average. For whole life means how much? 4380 into 10, that is equal to 43,008 hours is the whole life of the concerned machine hours point of view. The electricity consumption 15 per hour, the rate is being 5 rupees, same like our previous problem, that is 16 units per hour we are using 1 hour rate is 3 rupees. Here 15 units we are using 5 rupees per unit. The machine occupies 1/4 of the area of the department and has 2 points out of total 10 for lighting point of view. The foreman has to devote only 1/6 of his time to the machine. The monthly rent of the department is 30,000, but it is occupying only 1/4 area. Proportionately we need to calculate. The lighting charges are 8,000 per month. Only 2 points only belongs to the machine. Accordingly we will calculate. The foreman paid monthly salary of 19,200, but he devoted only 1/6 of the time only. Find out the machine hour rate, assuming insurance is 1% per annum and expenses on oil etc. is 900 per month. See sir, number of hours, this is total number of hours per annum per month. How you got it is 4380 divided by 12. Then you will get total number of hours per month point of view. See, standing charges nothing but fixed cost. Running charges, that is nothing but variable cost also. See, repairs, electricity, these two only come under running charges point. Repairs, let's see the working notes. Repairs for the whole life we are incurring 18 lakhs and activity level of 43,800. Sir, how you got that one? 4380 per year into 10 years life, totally we are getting 43,800 hours. The repairs cost per hour equal to 18 lakhs divided by 43,800. Then how much we are getting? 41.10 we are getting per hour. Let's see here, 41.10 we are getting. And already they said electricity 15 units we required per hour. Per hour we are paying 5 rupees. That's the reason 15 into 5, 75 rupees we are getting. Next, rent only 1/4 only machinery is occupying. Lighting charges only 2 points belongs to that. That's the reason 8,000 into 2 by 10 we are taking. Foreman is paying we are salary only 1/6 of that particular amount. Sundry expenses, so insurance they said 1%. So but we are doing everything per month point of view. That's the reason divided by with 12 months. The working notes, depreciation we know 1 crore, scrap value 9 lakhs given up, 1 crore scrap value for this is for 10 years. So first you will get for 1 year. So 91 lakhs divided by 10 years. Then you will get 9 lakh 10,000 itself. Divided by 12 months. 9 lakh 10,000 divided by 12. 75,833. Correct. So this is what we are writing here. Now this is total expenses per hour means 97,366 divided by 4360 divided by 12, that is equal to 97,366 divided by 365 hours. So sir, how you got it means 97,366 divided by 365 hours. 365 hours here sir, reference. Got it ma? This is the way we are supposed to calculate the things. Yeah, one more question. Yeah, let's go for it. The machine shop cost center contains 3 machines of equal capacities. To operate these 3 machines, 9 operators are required. That means one machine equal to 3. One operator is able to handle, 3 machines point of view, 9 operator. That means each one machine point of view required 3 operators. Okay. Next, the 3 operators on each machine. The operators are paid 20 per hour. So how much per hour we are paying? 20. The factory works for 48 hours in a week, which includes 4 hours for setup time. That means 44 is only productive hours for us. The work is jointly done by operators. The operators are paid fully for the 48 hours. In addition, they are paid bonus 10% of the productive time. Costs are reported for this company on the basis of 13 4-week periods. 13 into 4, that is equal to 52 weeks per year. 4-week period basis we are calculating. Sir, where they given? Let's see. One machine for 4-week period you are supposed to calculate. Totally how many weeks are there? 13 4-week periods are there with us. Totally 52 weeks. 52 weeks they are not going with. They are asking you 4-week periods. 4-week periods how many with you? 52 point of view. 4-week basis totally 13 weeks are with us. 13 4-weekly periods are with us. The company, for the purpose of computing machine hour rate, include the direct wages of the operator and also recoups the factory overheads allocated to the machines. The following rates of factory overheads applicable to the cost center are available. Depreciation 10% per annum on original cost of the machine. Original cost of the machine is 52,000. Then you can find out what is the depreciation. Maintenance and repairs, consumables and stores, maintenance, repairs, consumables, power will come under only running charges point of view. Apportionment to the cost center. Cost center means, very careful, these are all expenses for 3 machines point. Sir, why cost center? Cost center means what? Any person, location or equipment which is controlling the entire organization expenditure point of. Here all the cost center point of view, how many machines you have with us? Starting only they told us how many machines? 3 machines. So these are all expenses they are giving to the cost center. Means how many machines they want to distribute it for 3 machines point. So rent also for 3 machines. Heat, lighting and also for 3 machines. Foreman salary also for 3 machines point. Other miscellaneous expenses also 3 machines point of view. And they said totally 48 week period. So CMA effective hours calculation, total working hours 48 hours in a week. Totally 4-week period we are calculating. In that 4 hours each week setup time. So 4 hours into 4 weeks. Totally what is your productive hours? 176 hours. You may be call it as effective hours. You may be also call it as productive hours also. You may be also call it as productive hours also. So now see standing charges, rent, heat, lighting, foreman salary, other miscellaneous expenses, total 46,080. These amounts 5,400, 9,720, 12,960, 18,000. But we required permission point of view. These are expenses for one machine for 4-week period point of view. See 46,080 for how many machines? 3 machines. Per machine divided by 3 machines. But you are calculating for 4-week period point of view machine hour rate. That's the reason totally how many 4-week periods are with you? 13 4-week periods are with you. That's the reason divided by with that. You have one more option, all the things individually also you can calculate what is rate per hour or total standing charges point of view also you can calculate the things. Next wages. 48 hours, total 48 hours we will pay operator wages. 4 weeks 20 rupees. Sir, why you are taking 3 operator? Clearly they said, see here question point of view, 3 operators on each machine. So one machine only you are calculating overhead rate. So one machine point of view, how many operators are required? 3. Each operator how much per hour we will pay? 20 rupees. That's the reason. Let's see the 48 hours into 4 weeks. This is weekly point of view, 48 hours. 4 weekly period point of view we are calculating. That's the reason 4 weeks. Rate per hour is 20 rupees and one machine 3 operators are required. How much bonus they will pay? 10%, but this is only on productive hours. So 136 hours into 20 into 3 operators. On that how much bonus I will pay? 10%. Sir, where they given? See the question clearly. 10% of productive time. 10% of productive time. What is your productive time? 176 hours into 20 into each machine point of view 3 operators, total amount. On that, how much you will pay bonus? 10%. Now here by mistake they went depreciation under machine expenses point of view. Here add depreciation, 52,000. The rate of depreciation is 10%. We required for 4-week period. Totally 13 4-week periods are there. 5,200. Totally you will get 400 rupees. 14,157.54 is the total standing charges amount. Because by mistake depreciation they presented under machine expenses point of view. Now repairs and maintenance they said 60 per week. So totally we are talking about 4 weeks period. Consumables they said per week 75 into 4 weeks. Power, how many hours productive hours are there? 176 into each hour how many units you will use? 20 units. What is the rate per hour given in the question? What is the power? See sir, 20 units per hour, 80 paisa we are paying. This is nana per week. This is what? Per week. That's the reason we multiplied with 4 in both the cases. Here 20 units required per hour. Totally 176 productive hours into 20 into 0.8. Totally you will get what? Power cost. Then you are getting total machine expenses. Once you got the total expenses, then divided by with the productive hours. Sir, here also you got the total. Sir, why this is you calculated for 13 4-weekly period? Why you divided with the 13? Because we are calculating for 4-weekly period. That's the reason I am dividing with 13. Sir, why here divided with 3 machines? This is for cost center point of view. Cost center means this is for all the 3 machines point of view. This is for all the 3 machines point of view. That's the reason we divided this amount divided by 3 per machine you will get. But per machine you will get, that is per annum. But we required 13 4-weekly period point of view. 4-weekly period only you want to calculate. Totally how many 4-weekly periods are there? 13 4-weekly periods are there. Here see. Totally how many weekly periods are there? 13 4-weekly periods are there. That's the reason. This is per what, sir? See once again. Per annum, heat lighting per annum, foreman salary per annum, other miscellaneous expenses per annum. That's the reason I want to convert these expenses into 4-weekly period. That's the reason I divided with 13. Once you got the total divided by with the productive hours, then you will get comprehensive machine hour rate itself. I hope so. You understand the concept right now very clear. One question I explained in very detailed manner, and another 2 questions from the study material also, illustrations I took and we solved. And I explained each and every point how we approach. I hope so. Now you are very clear with your machine hour overhead rate calculation point of view. And please like our particular videos, and if possible try to share with your friends, and subscribe our channel RT Classes CA and CMA Guru, and so many these kind of concepts with so many updates. To what extent we are able to give the best to our students, we are there here. That is the reason please subscribe our channel and like the videos, because it is a motivating factor for us. So for liking video you may not get any cost, so for you that is irrelevant cost, but for us that is a motivating factor. We may be considered that is relevant for decision making point of view. I hope so you enjoy the video, and bye sir, have a nice day.